How you doing, Rich? You all right?
Not so bad, Bob. How are you?
Yeah. What's with the hushed tones?
Because I never speak too close to the mic and get told off for it.
That's true.
So I thought.
Well, you're not holding it, and that's the main thing.
So where are we, chaps?
Where are we?
We're at the London Craft Beer Festival today. Probably the highlight of our years.
It's busy, to say the least.
Queuing to get in, next to an old tobacco ship.
With the Seven Sisters, I think.
Nice.
Ship knowledge.
Rich made the interesting call of wanting to get a drink in before coming to the Craft Beer Festival.
Yeah, what was said drink?
Pina colada.
Yeah, that was interesting, wasn't it?
Solid
So
choice.
you started off the Craft Beer Festival with a cocktail.
A can of 8% fizzy pina colada, which was interesting for me, because also we were reminiscing about last year, and we didn't come away feeling like there wasn't enough beer on offer.
Well, I just wanted to get the engines revving.
Okay, fair enough. Warm up. Well, that's exciting. What we're going to do today, we're going to do a little bit of recording as we go around.
Yep.
Hopefully try and speak to some people.
Yep.
And try and keep it as coherent as possible.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we'll have more sound bites of things that we're liking, not liking, and we'll just give you some updates as we go along.
I cannot
And
wait.
it's a great way to stay in shape.
Well, we're probably going to talk to the Timothy Taylors lot because they were jacked and they'll tell us how to stay in shape.
Yeah, just don't go and embarrass me in front of my people, all right? We're in.
It took us a little while, but we're here. And we've had a couple of beers because we wanted to get a little bit warmed up before we started talking.
Yeah. And where are we now?
I believe it's Favela, sorry.
So, we'll let you off.
Yeah. Taste of Rio. Never tried it before, have you?
No, this is my first time.
So we've both got the lager, haven't we?
Yeah, that's right. Here comes Joe with his as well.
What did you get?
I got the lager.
Have we all got the lager?
Yeah, it smells so different to anything else we've had so far. I love it.
Chins up.
Hang on, you guys drink it and I'll talk, hopefully with some purpose in the meantime. Pause.
Malty. Very malty. It's suitable for like a warmer climate, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's almost got like a real nutty taste to it.
Yeah, I get that.
Definitely not as busy as I thought it was going to be. Not as busy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I like that. I've always quite liked the malty ones.
I'm not too sure on the initial smell when I first gave it a whiff, but the taste is.
Listen, if you find that a bit malty, there is an IPA over there, so you can give that a while.
So if you're talking about Favela, because I've never seen Favela before.
We're just saying,
never seen
as far as we got before you get back. Brazil, lager.
Enjoying the toucan on the logo.
I want to know.
Yeah.
That's good. It looks a cool brand. I'd love to know their bottle designs look very cool, very like intricate.
I would have thought the only thing I would say, I would have expected it to not be as malty because you think a kind of hot climate kind of, I don't know, maybe that's because they can get hold of the malt.
You'd maybe be a little bit fruitier, I was expecting.
Yeah.
Maybe a little fruit twist. But
I have no idea.
But this is what makes me feel like this must be like a more like traditional. Like they actually drink this in Brazil. Again, I've got no idea. This is like a Foster situation where they're just selling Brazil as an idea, rather than it's actually made in Brazil. But this sounds like tastes like something that maybe locals really get on board in Rio.
Yeah.
And I was going to say we should probably do a bit more of a deep dive into it later. I'd definitely like to try some more of this stuff.
And we're off.
I mean, this is an interesting environment. I love it. We're in a little cave. There's Christmas trees. There's giant Jenga. There's Jurassic 5 playing. If you haven't figured out from that which beer we're drinking, and God help you, basically.
I've got a jingly hat on.
Yeah.
That's it. I like to feel they're keeping up the Christmas tree business out of season.
Yeah,
But I think they're bringing their Belgium to here. So Belgium's known for its deep tree sets, isn't it?
Well, that's it. We haven't even mentioned the beer yet.
Yeah, should we put people out of their misery and say exactly what it is we're drinking?
Oh, it's Le Chouf.
The shoe.
Not chuff.
Up the chuff.
Up the chuff.
Up the chuff.
Down the chuff.
Down the chop. And it's very tasty. It's very nice. We enjoyed it when we reviewed it, didn't we? How many episodes ago? But apparently they're doing this other thing where they have hidden some Marcel gnomes around the beer festival. There's 8 in total. 3 have been found, so there are still 5 out in the wild.
I didn't bring my tranquilizer darts, because I think he could be quite a tricksy little gnome.
I just didn't know we really enjoyed hip hop, which I'm kind of there for.
Yeah.
But
So if we manage to find a Marcel, we bring him back here, back home to Belgium.
You get a 1.5 litre, I think. Yeah.
So we're going to keep our eyes peeled for Marcel.
Yeah.
See if we can pick that up.
He'll be hiding in a crevice, I reckon.
Guys, tell us about yourselves.
So we're the Indian Brewery. We're based in Birmingham. Been brewing since 2014. Came a long way, to be fair. Got a tap room right in the heart of the city centre. In addition to that, just got a new canning machine. So we do everything on site at the brewery. We're growing. So obviously started with 2 employees back in 2014. Got 30 members of staff now. And then by the end of the year, going into next year, we should have 72. So we're on the increase.
It's amazing. I mean, we're obviously, Rich and I have got a real love for the Birmingham area. We grew up in Worcester, so not too far away. And just by the names that you have here as well, you know, you've got a Birmingham lager. Is that like a staple? People really gravitate towards that?
Absolutely. So Birmingham lager really represents Birmingham as a whole. So one day we were out in a bar in Birmingham, and we were drinking London lager, and it didn't quite make sense. So that's where the idea came about. And obviously, being born in Birmingham, it just made sense to really create a beer that showcases Birmingham.
Do you find, like, because because we think of like Indian beers, and obviously there are some amazing Indian beers out in the world, but the mass stuff is always like usually paired with like curries and Indian food. Do you guys feel like you get pigeonholed a little bit by that, or because you're doing something so different?
Absolutely. So all of our beers originally, when we first started, we kept it very traditional.
Yeah.
So we started with cask ales, going and selling to traditional pubs and all that kind of stuff. But most recently, we've just launched a beer called Peacock, which is our take on your kind of, I'm not going to say the names, but brewed by the majors, to kind of go with Indian foods. And for us, with that beer, obviously it's brewed by Indians in a craft brewery, but also it tastes brilliant. So we don't kind of filter out all the product. You still get that hot bitterness coming through. Very low carbonated, but it's a perfect beer to go with Asian foods.
Are you feeling that coming across?
Really lovely drop this. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to just repeat what you said back to you, basically. Yeah, really lovely.
Perfect with food. Good.
Absolutely. So it's also available in can in a 440ml and in keg as well. So that beer, hopefully by the end of this year, should be going up and down the country.
I'm intrigued by Bombay Honey and Royal Beast as well. Those sound phenomenal. Have you ended up getting one of those?
Bombay Honey at the moment, I'm absolutely incredibly smooth, which is the main thing, and I'm really enjoying it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no.
So we use real and natural honey in that beer there. That beer's been with us since 2015. It originally started on a cask ale, and then we transferred it into a keg format, and it's been fantastic, to be honest. It's been a beer that's kind of put us into new places and really kind of put us out there further afield.
I mean, listen, I'm loving everything I'm hearing right now about the Indian Brewery, especially where you guys are based, what you're doing with the beer. It's just win-win-win. So definitely worth checking out.
Thank you very much.
So I just branched out on my own, took myself off, got myself a Mondo, a fantastic little IPA from the Mondo Brewing Company. It's insane. It's so good. If you haven't had a Mondo, I think I was talking about them last time at the London Craft Beer Festival. Definitely worth picking up seeking them out, finding Mondo. Again, I think I said this last year. I need to find out more about these Mondo guys because they're just doing some amazing stuff. Because this IPA is so good. It's got so much fuller flavour. It was a real palate cleanser against all the lagers that I've just been having, the Le Chouffe that we've had before. Yeah, very, very tasty. So yeah, highly recommend the Mondo, that's for sure.
Let's not shout. So you've got an arbor peach fuzz, a peach fizz.
It's a peach fizz and it's a sour.
Good. Oh, it's nice.
It is delicious.
So good. So I think we should also clarify a couple of the ones that we've been to on our way. We just went to Kernal, right? Kernal, who I didn't really know about before, love their really
strip back
with minimalist to nothing. There you go. I didn't need to describe it. You guys got it covered. Excellent. That sounds so passive aggressive. But you
put your handbags away.
Yeah, exactly. You had their sour there, and actually it was a bit too full on, right? It hurt to drink, which is the worst.
That was probably the most full on sour I've ever had. To be
honest. I was stood 3 meters away and smelt it, and said that's not for me personally. But
I had their Idaho, and it was very good.
Yeah,
went down really well.
That Idaho was what I went for, and that was a beauty. We've now moved on, and again, you guys have, Joe, you've got it at the moment, but Travis, you just had the peach fizz
the peach
sour
fizz.
there, and you found that was at the right level.
Delightful. One of the best sours I've had, up there with one of the best things I've drunk.
It's so good. I just find everything coming out of Arbor, it's just got this lovely kind of level to it. It's not too much, it's not too less. It's just it's just right.
Yeah. I had the My Little Sabroni, and I'm not used to the Sabro hop. Beautiful, really, really nice.
Never met a Sabro hop before?
Not that I can remember. If they had done, they must have had my way with me, and I don't remember the whole affair. But I'm now drinking Flock 6% IPA.
So tell us about Flock, because I've never had a Flock before.
I'd love to, but I can't. I'll treat you to a Flock later on if you're very good.
So their emblem, all their kind of graphic they're going for, it's like a flower, isn't it? It's quite like sort of a hippie vibe.
Yeah, sort of idea. Yeah,
I like that. I feel that's quite on trend for craft beers these days. There's a few that knock out with that kind of good vibes.
Yeah.
You had their other beer, didn't you, Travis? But you've now moved on.
I've had a few of them.
Yeah, you've now moved on and you've got an attic.
An attic brew. And in all honesty, I'm not really feeling it. I've tried it, I've drunk it, and just a little bit of nothing, which is a bit upsetting because I really love their logo.
I've not come across attic before.
No, it's the first time I've seen them.
Are they made in an attic?
Can you imagine that's where it starts?
Oh look, they've got the football on.
Who's got the football on?
Between those legs.
I feel we're off task. But so you felt nothing like strong in terms of the flavour profile, but you felt quite smooth. Though.
Yeah, it was smooth and it was fine, but there was just nothing to shout about.
Okay, there we go. Attic, fine but fine.
Fine but fine. Check back later for more.
I am on Beak and I'm on the Shoals Pale. Yeah, it's really nice.
Just before you get into that, I swear I can still smell the sour from Kernal in your glass. That is persistent. It could be your breath, to be fair, but I'm putting it down as a glass. Sorry, everyone. I'm just going to say it's persistent. I can remember it from about 20 minutes ago. But sorry, Beak, you're quite happy with.
Very nice, and I'm loving the logos, I'm loving the design. And the beer is good, so yeah, Beak.
So, I'm somewhat disappointed because I have just been to Pastor, and I asked for the passion fruit and guava vice, and what I have clearly ended up with is the raspberry ripple sour. Yeah, I was going to say, you'd find chaps can confirm my thinking on that if you like. It's not raspberry coloured. But that is a sour if ever I met one.
But let me go try another.
Sharp.
Dear my God, that is sharp.
So that's raspberry ripple for you.
That's painfully sharp, that one.
I think we need to just stay next to Joe while he's got to go and investigate.
Yeah.
I'm just still recording.
I kind of want the Beak t-shirt, the one with him lying on the dog.
Fair. Yeah, those guys seem to have a kind of Statue of Liberty vibe in their t-shirts.
Yeah, they've got that, yeah.
God, I hope Joe comes back.
Yeah, I hope Joe comes
can
back.
Give him this sour.
Also, just that, like, the girl's t-shirt next to him is full on.
So, have you got the vice? Would you like to take my
It's the
advice?
exact same thing that you got. So I think their vice is a sour, which doesn't make any sense.
I'm outraged, frankly.
Because it's the same. Just assessing it.
Yeah, that's it.
But I was going to say, it does taste more passion fruity.
Yeah, I think I got caught up on the whole sour situation, didn't I?
But, you know, let's call a vice, but this is not a vice.
Yeah. It's painfully sour.
I would rather taste a spade, personally, and we could call that a spade.
Just bumped into Stu Charlton from Fierce Beer. Always a pleasure talking to Stu. Yeah, today is definitely, from what he's saying, the busiest day of the festival. But yeah, anyway, he sent his love to everyone. He didn't say that. I'm just saying that on his behalf. He just said
I'm
hi.
pretty sure he implies it.
He implies hi, and he implies love as well. All good vibes. Just chatted with the Goodness Brew guys. Newish brewery, started out in 2019. Got quite popular. Opened a tap room up in North London, Wood Green, in the last couple of years. So yeah, anyway, a brewery will definitely swing back round to just go and see if we can get a bit more out of them at some point.
I was going to say the artwork is absolutely fantastic, which is what I'm liking. So
Well, I love the name of their beers as well. Like their Session IPA was just called Yes! Exclamation mark.
Oh yeah, that's currently what I'm drinking.
And what do you think of Yes?
Yes, I'm just drinking Yes. I was like, you know what? Do you want this? I was like, yes, I do.
There's a beer that's going to make you say something. It's going to be a yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So that's great. Barbara's just at the New Bristol Brewery set up. Check that one out. What else do you like? You like the Galway Bay?
Yeah, I was going to say I've just seen the Galway Bay Brewery, and like their sign is Poseidon. So they've got like Poseidon. I was like, being a nautical boy myself, I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to go and try. I'm going to go and speak to them.
Naturally towards that. Yeah. I see Beak Brewery. I see Greek Brewery t-shirts. I see Cloudwater Brewery t-shirts. All the breweries on show at the moment.
as you well know, I am not a sour fan. I went over to talk to New Bristol because everything New Bristol seems to turn out I am quite a card-carrying fan of. And they said, try the Bristol. Try the sour. And yeah, fair play. Particularly after a couple of sours that Travis has gone to earlier on and actually made me recoil in horror. This sour is pretty solid. Like, not so offensive. It's just like not going too full tilt as a sour for me.
Well, it didn't taste like a sour. That was my main thing. It tasted like actually like something else it could be. You know, it's really tasty.
But while we're on the topic of recoiling in horror, what have you got, Rich?
You went for your Neptune, kind of beer, the Galway beer.
So this is from a brewery called Frontal.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this is possibly the most sour beer I've ever tasted in my life.
That's great. That means I don't need to taste
it. Yeah, there we go, Joe. Come on.
Okay. So what was the really overtly sour? What was the overtly sour one the other day, earlier on?
Man alive, that's like lime cordial.
Yeah.
I think he's put lime cordial in it.
We're getting close to the end of the barrel.
Are you sure?
So he's only saving himself.
Woo! Poor mama.
It's amazing. This beer is called the Lime Cordial.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It tastes like a lime cordial. It's called a lime cordial.
Called it. Did you guys ever watch The Simpsons? And there's a weird episode where someone goes, all this talk is making me hungry. And he bites into a lemon. And he goes, oh! His face basically turns into a sponge. That's what's just happened with it.
And I'm not going to lie, that the Kernal, I thought they had the sourest beer. But Jesus Christ, Frontal has the sourest beer I've ever tasted in my life.
In the sour, the Frontal.
Frontal is dominating.
From my perspective, that's the weirdest competition in the world to me.
We're at the London Craft Beer Festival again, and we're with Utopia. And what's your name? Graham. And we're just so we've recently everyone's tried a little sip of their beer and had an absolutely fantastic time. So how long have you guys been going for?
So we've been going since 2019, so not very long.
Yeah. And so what sort of beers do you specialise in, or are you a bit all over the shop?
We are a lager brewery mainly. We've been doing quite a few ale brews recently, just speciality, trying a few different things.
Devon, isn't it? Whereabouts in Devon are you guys?
We're near Exeter, kind of in the backwoods just a little bit.
Where it rains quite a lot traditionally, in my experience.
It rains, but it's a beautiful part of the farming country, and we just use British ingredients, so it's great to be there.
Better for producing those, is what I mean by that. Sorry.
So where did you guys start from? What were kind of the roots that you started?
So Richard founded the brewery, so he had a history in brewing. It's something he wanted to do. There's a big drive for sustainability with the brewery, so it's something really he's passionate about. And lager is what he wants to do.
Well, as we said, lager is coming back, which is
well, we strongly believe that.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We've recently,
trends. Yeah.
Recently, we feel lager is coming back on scene. So what do you guys see going into the future with you?
So it's all going really well at the moment. Everybody's expanding. We do a lot of one-off brews. So at the moment we're doing a Pilsner series, trying to highlight British-grown hops. So we've done Harlequin Pilsner so far. We did one with Mystic quite recently, and we've just got conditioning now and East Kent Goldings lager as well.
Very nice.
What have you enjoyed so far?
Well, just the ability to try a wide variety of different beers, which you'd never looked to try.
Well, I guess that's the thing. Like, it's a literal mixing pot of like so many different breweries, so many different people as well. And I've been so astounded. Like last year, we came here, everyone was doing a sour, whereas now sour seems to be off the menu, and like lager seems to be the thing that everyone's got going on, right?
I'm very happy that lager are on the forefront of this year because I can't stand a sour. I'm like not a sour man at all.
At the risk of sounding like Milan Fashion Week, when it's like, what are you wearing right now? What are you guys drinking right now?
I'm on the Utopian Rainbow Maibach lager.
That's easy for you to say, right? And what do we think so far?
It's a really nice beer, yeah. It's a 7%, so it's a little bit on the stronger side.
Robust.
Yeah. But it definitely doesn't taste like a 7%.
Okay.
And dangerously high, I would say.
And would you guys say you have seen a brewery and you're like, I'm going back there? Or I've got to go and try that before I go?
I don't know, there's certainly ones, if I had to pay for a pint, I'd certainly go back. What I'm drinking a salt from Salt Brewery Pale Ale.
Yeah,
we were recommended it by a random guy in a food queue or something.
Yeah.
There's a cool place like Donut Beers or something. It's a pastry.
Oh, the pastry, yeah.
Which looks interesting as well. So
We've not tried them
I've
yet.
not tried it yet. So it's something worth
If I'm
trying.
honest, my experience with like quite gimmicky beers is they never really taste great.
No.
And I think a pastry beer, I'm always like a bit wary of because it's going to be so sweet. That's not my palate at all.
They did like a jam donut one or something like that.
It's worth a try, but will I try it like again in a pub and again and again? Probably not.
Would I pay for it?
Yeah.
That's the beauty.
That's a different conversation altogether.
Yeah, exactly. The beauty of this place, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so Richard's just returned and he's got something that looks like a big espresso. What's this?
It's called Caramel Joe, and I've not tried it yet.
Okay.
Well, I'm sweet enough, so you don't.
Don't keep us on tenterhooks. What's going on here? He's got pursed lips. That's all I'm going to say.
Treacle.
Winner?
Was it?
Winner or binner?
God, that's hard.
More on that from Rich a bit later on, I think. Okay, I think we're turned on. Are you turned on?
A little bit turned on.
What are you drinking?
Mondo. Just tried the Mumble IPA.
Yeah.
So I had that earlier on. It was a sneaky recording whilst you guys weren't around.
How
and
dare
it was
you?
Bloody delicious.
I hate to deny, Joe, it is not that great.
It's not that great.
It really is not
So
that great.
I'm going to put it out there. I think there might be a little bit of craft beer fatigue. I think I've been going on pails for the last hour and a half, and now I'm kind of going, do you know what? I want, a lager or something like that.
So I'll put it this way. I've just had Renegade Brewery's Queensbury Jack, and it is very different to anything else I've had so far. It's a session ale. Really nice. I haven't got beer fatigue. Some of us can last longer than others in this environment.
It's just not that good. Mondo Brewery. It's fine. And the worst part is it was the only one they had left on tap, but it's just
Which means
not that
everyone
great.
else has gone for them. So I don't know. Something to say about it.
I mean,
but not for Mondo. Not that great.
it's worth mentioning we're still looking for Beardy Man after we were told he was performing here last year. And sorry, that feels like an attack on Beardy Man. I don't mean it to be like that. But there are still plenty of people here, in amongst them Mondo, nearby a Renegade, as we just mentioned. Umbrella London are here. It is still vibing, isn't it, basically?
I mean, for the second day it's been running, I think everyone was naturally running. Last year, I remember there was a lot less beer on the show. A lot of the beers were actually running out by this point, whereas I think everyone else has brought more beer this time around.
It's worth mentioning, geographically, we are nearer the entrance right now, and actually these guys seem to have kind of portioned it out quite nicely.
But also, I feel for the people who come later on, because last year, I think, we were finding it struggling to find beer, whereas, we're the afternoon session, whereas they've got an evening session as well coming.
Legit. So we'll see what that holds, and maybe we'll hit you guys up shortly with a little bit of a run through of the things that, as we're coming to, of the things that really loved and would like to go back and do again. Okay, everyone. So we're here with Rory at the London Craft Beer Festival. Rory, how you doing? What are you enjoying so far? What's going on?
Doing fantastic, thank you very much. Having a great time. Had a few hoppy beers. Probably the best one so far was the Mondo Brewing Company.
Yes, Rory!
Enjoyed that.
Yes! Love that beer!
Sponsored by them? Is that what it is?
Joe's backing you up on that one.
It was probably my favourite so far.
So I don't want this to sound like Paris Fashion Week, but what are you drinking right now?
Right there. I am drinking the Tour Pale Ale. It's lovely, beautiful.
The thing is, the longer it goes on, the harder it is to keep track, right?
My taste buds have now all merged into one. I have no idea what's going on. We're 4 hours in now. So.
That's it. Well, okay, so someone in our little group did not like Mondo, but we've got Joe and big fan, Rory's a big fan of Mondo. Okay, so maybe we might need to try and catch up with Mondo a little bit later on. We have met, guys, introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name's Sean.
Sean.
My name's JC.
JC and
Rosemary.
Rosemary, lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for spending a bit of time, because we're at the London Craft Beer Festival. We are all here to kind of drink beer rather than necessarily be forced into a podcast recording. What have you guys? Have you been here since the 11 o'clock start? What are you enjoying? What's going on? Do you like beer? I think you might. John?
Yeah, been here since 11:30 straight in. Tried pretty much every single place, and the best cider. I hate cider. The cider.
Boo! Cider.
Thank you. It's all that beer. And the best was the smoked lager. Smoked lager.
Where did you get that from?
I have no idea. It's on Story Store. I can't remember the name of it.
So good.
So delicious.
We found our favourite.
Brew by numbers, of course, as well. Rosemary is like a real winner. I can't remember. We're drinking some brew by numbers. What have we got?
I don't know what I've got. I need to go get more.
That's the spirit. Have you guys got anything also that you particularly enjoyed and want to go back and try a bit later on?
We did find the best beer in the world, apparently, according to them, was Kernal. It was a Belgian one.
Oh,
that was very delightful.
Yeah, Kernal. And then you tried Kernal as well.
Kernal, okay. Well, we'll give that a bit of a
It's like a palate.
They have a cherry one. Yeah, they were nice.
I really enjoyed the beers from Great Beyond.
Yeah, okay.
Upstairs.
Oh, okay. I like that as well.
What was the Australian one we had as well? No, the wood one. Something wood. Fire and wood.
Stone and wood.
Stone and wood.
Yeah.
The ginger one. Their ginger one's delightful.
There's a lot of love for the ginger beer with those so far. Lovely. Thank you guys so much.
Well, what a weekend it's been here in the beer tasting pamphleon that is London. We've been at the London Craft Beer Festival.
That's the London Craft Beer Festival.
Yeah, indeed. I don't quite know why the accents happened in the way it has. I think it might even be Craig Doyle from BT Sport and the rugby, so it has. However, I'm here with Joe Truitt and Richard Drabble. Have you had a nice time, fellas?
I've had a delightful time, but that might be down to the amount of beer I've drunk today.
Have you drunk a lot of it? Oh, I'm so sorry, Rich. Joe, you'd like to say that you've had a nice time.
I'd like a few words, if I may. Thank you.
Wait. Now you may say it.
Yes, it's been very delightful. Thank you very much for having me on. I'm appreciative of being here right now.
Whatever you
It feels
listeners
slightly
may
awkward
think.
because we're doing all Irish accents, and literally none of us are Irish.
Mine wasn't meant to be an Irish accent. I'm sorry if I get that impression.
Don't listen to them, listeners. They're just drunk. Highlights, gentlemen, as to which breweries you particularly enjoyed the fare of.
I'm always a
just gonna
fan.
Siphon out the Irish accent and just ask what you think.
I'm always a fan of when we meet up with our friend Stu at Fierce Brewery. That's always a good fan. I liked meeting up with the obviously going through the salt beer guys, and it was always nice to kind of
Going through them.
We just ran through
Chance of
their
beer,
place
fine,
basically, like give us a beer, and then ran away. It was nice talking to and seeing Kernal, although you weren't a big fan of their sour, were you?
Well, I'll tell you what, it was because I only tried one of their beers, and the sour was just a little bit too much. Just a little bit too much.
See, I thought theirs was the one that was... Oh, sorry. Theirs was the one that was like a lot, right? It was full on.
That was the real full-on sour, but all the other beers were like so delightful.
Yeah. Like they're doing the purest.
Do you know what I
version
didn't
of
like? It was queuing for an hour to go to the toilet. That was not appreciative.
That is a valuable bit of feedback.
But Joe, that's a problem for your bladder, so you can't really blame the breweries for that.
I'm not saying I'm blaming the breweries. I'm saying we're looking at the day itself at the Craft Beer Festival. They should have put more loos on. That's what I'm saying.
Pinsa was nice, wasn't it?
The pizza.
Pinsa?
Pinsa?
It's like a pizza, but different.
Yeah, the steak, like
tasty,
chili
with a capital T.
bread thing at lunch was delicious.
Oh, if you're talking about lunch, that was fantastic. The steak was cooked weirdly to perfection for everybody who ate it.
Yeah, because there was a lot of steak going on there,
wasn't
wasn't
steak happening.
And you know what, fair play. A warm welcome to anyone who has started listening to the I'll Try That podcast on the back of seeing one of our crudely placed beer mats. You will also, if you knew of the podcast already, you will have heard of us affiliating with the wonderful Mosaic board prints who put those together for us. So thank you so much to those guys again, because we were liberally distributing them over the course of the podcast. And welcome to anyone who has picked one up and listened to the podcast as a result. We really appreciate it. So that is us in a very broad sense wrapping up. Thank you for joining everyone, and we'll speak to you a bit later on. Bye-bye.
And that's all we have time for this week's episode of the I'll Try That podcast. And so from me, Joe, Rich,
Barber,
and Simo.
Goodbye. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram,
Twitter, I'll try that podcast.com,
and watch us on YouTube.
Goodbye now.